Okay, folks, here we go. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. Okay, guys, God bless, and here we go. Sorry I didn't get that video up on Sunday. I tried. I had so much data. There's so much data. Okay, guys, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a very bullet point testimony, but then I'm going to do the entire testimony over again with all the data, all the proof. But I want to show everybody something. I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell real quick. And then I'm going to say, now let's go back and let's go over everything I just showed you. And I'll show you all the proof going back to the beginning. Now, here's the thing, guys. Everything I'm about to show you has to do with the restoration. Revelation 22. Eden restored. I did not have any clue what this final message was going to be until just the other day, and the way it unfolded was just so impossible. It's just like the whole Grand Junction container thing. No one could have orchestrated the containers being at the corner of Rainbow and Casimir, which means proclamation of peace, and to take the glory from another king in battle. That's what Casimir means. So no one could have arranged that, and what I'm about to show you, no one can arrange this. Okay, so let me just give you a real quick, super quick history lesson. So, before I got saved, I was a pro skydiver. I had an art gallery, did a lot of stuff. But here's a weird thing. One of the first pieces I did was that parachute rack up there to hold my parachutes. That used to be freestanding in the middle of the room, and the bars, the crossbars. I hung a parachute on each one of the arms of the cross. I made it as a parachute rack. That's what it was made for. But one of the second piece I made, like big piece, is over in that art room right there, and it was the Garden of Eden. Okay, I took a magazine with female figures, and I carved all these naked women all over it. I put a guy and a girl having sex in this garden. I had angels coming down from heaven, and I have a serpent going into the garden. And that's what that giant sculpture started out as, the bar countertop in the front. Now, the front part of it that has all these images of naked women, I took a plasma cutter and I cut out sections of the metal so you could put a light behind it and light would come through it and it would highlight certain things. So light comes from behind the metal as well. And then I took service entry caps, which is where all the electricity comes into any house. There's what's called a service entry cap, and that's where all the wires come into your house and bring all the energy in. Oddly enough, I took service entry caps and I turned them around and I turned them into xenomorphs coming out of a dimension with the front of the facade being the Garden of Eden. Just stop and think about that. I'd never read the Bible. I'd never even heard about Genesis 6, when the sons of God had intercourse with human women. But for some reason, I seem to have carved it perfectly in metal using light as my medium to light up all these images. So I just got to give you this quick history lesson because what just got delivered to me is so impossible. I know we're coming into the end. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to show you the way it was revealed. And you guys can decide for yourself. I've already been, it's like been overload. So, okay, so here's the thing. First really big piece of artwork besides that parachute rack up there was the Garden of Eden. I'm going to show that to you in a second. Then that piece that's on the wall or in the window right there that's got the V over it, the V thing is not part of the original artwork. That's just something the Lord had me do during the time George was working for me. That's also the Garden of Eden right there in that window. And it's a piece of plexiglass. And then I took spray paint and I'd spray paint on it. I took a 7.5-inch grinder. I don't know about you guys that know your tools, but a 7.5-inch grinder is a grinder head that big. So you can't make any real detailed images. You can just do movement and show the shapes. So I did, it was like a new process. I'd spray paint on a piece of plexiglass and then I'd go zoom, zoom, and I'd grind the paint into the plexiglass meant to be lit from behind. So that also has to do with paint and light. So I put myself in the Garden of Eden with Eleuthera, my girlfriend, and I have a serpent wrapped around the whole thing, and there was a little hole in the top corner of that thing. There was a little hole in the piece of plexiglass, and I used that little hole as the eye of the serpent. I'm like, I'll just use that hole and make a serpent go around here, and that'll be the eye. Okay, then the night I got saved. The night I got saved, when I walked out of that alley, I walked into a giant stained glass window, and it was the Garden of Eden. Are y'all starting to see a pattern here? And then we do this big party in Grand Junction where the two containers, the Bride of Christ container and the Judgment Seat of Christ container, come together as one at the corner of Rainbow and Covenant of Peace, Proclamation of Peace, and Casimir, to take the glory from another king in battle. For those of y'all that were there, by the way, the little girl Alexi that had the eye problems that the Lord said lay hands on, her eyes are changing for the better. I got in a super great report. Other people that were there, Jack Lamb, who was our security, he prayed the Thursday before he went. He was in bed about 3 days a week, doubled over with pancreatitis for the last 2 years. 3 days a week, 2 to 3 days a week, he would be in bed in the fetal position all day with pancreatitis. Gone, healed. He said, Lord, if you have me go, if you'll let me go, you'll give me the strength to go on this thing. I'll protect your people. He was our armed security there. Yep. Nothing. Pancreatitis, completely gone. 2 years of 2 to 3 days torture a week. Gone. Alexi, her eye, from what I understand, is well on the mend. Her grandmother, ankle problem, apparently gone completely. There's just been lots of miracles. But here's the point. The Grand Junction event was a sanctifying event. It was my work of faith from the time I got saved in the alley when I got saved to the end of the ministry, and that was letting the enemy know, V for vengeance, that God's vengeance is coming upon them now. I'm going to show you the reason why during this video. I'm going to show you testimonies that are so mind-blowing, so impossible, your jaw is going to be unhinged. You're going to be like, what? Yeah. It's just so crazy. So anyhow, without any further ado, let me just start with this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove to you first that, yes, before I got saved, here's Garden of Eden, here's the Garden of Eden, and then I'll show you Madonna. You know what a Madonna is? Madonna. And so, like Madonna and child. So, here it is. Just do the math. Watch this. So, here's Madonna. She's got a serpent on one leg, and she's got a cross on the other leg, which is exactly the same as the Vatican. Look, there's the serpent. There's a cross. Let's do it full size so you can really see it. There you go. There's the serpent on one leg. There's the upside down cross on the other. That's the same exact thing as the Vatican. And that clothing line OFWGKTA, Odd Future Wolfgang, kill them all, because they are that Odd Future Wolfgang. It's a new race of beings, and they're going to kill all the sheep. This is a no-brainer now. It doesn't take a brain to figure it out. The Lord had me do all the data. So there's Madonna coming up from the pit right here. And there's Jonathan coming down from the sky. What's the similarities? She's got an X on her, and I've got an X on me. Now, this picture right here, the Lord told me when I got back to San Antonio, He told me to go down to the alley, wear your skydiving, wear your white skydiving thing, outfit, and walk up to the wall that says, "For what's our men, so that must he also reap." The Lord told me to go down there, document it. Trey went with me. I said, "Trey, I know it sounds weird, but this is what the Lord's telling me to do. Go wear your skydiving outfit and walk up to that wall and document it." I was like, "That's really weird." Okay, whatever. So I did it. There's the picture that proves I did it. You know what's really weird? Before that whole skydiving thing, the Lord told me to put "game over" on the back of my skydiving outfit and write the word "over" upside down. Game over upside down. Now, after the event, He sends me back down to where I got saved, and I walk up to that wall, and there's a picture of me walking up to that wall. Did you know what's right above me? You know what's right above that wall? A stained glass window with Adam in the Garden of Eden. Stop. Okay, let's start doing the math. First big piece of art Jonathan does, Garden of Eden. Jonathan and Eleuthera in the Garden of Eden. Eleuthera with Jonathan the night he gets saved. Jonathan walks out, Garden of Eden. On the way home from the event, the Lord God takes Jonathan to a place called Eden in Texas. I documented everything. You're going to see little video clips that are coming up in just a minute. But I wanted to lay it out before you see the video clips so you'll understand. Because I didn't understand until just 2 days ago what's going on. Let me give you the final part of the testimony, and then we're going to do the whole testimony over again with all the documentation. It's so mind-blowing, you're going to freak out. I know, because I freaked out. So here's the deal. So the other day, Dave the guy that works with me, that does some of the stuff for me, he wanted to make a poster for Kat and send it to Kat as a joke. Dave's the one that made the poster. Dave made the poster for Grand Junction, and Dave's the one that made that Grand Junction poster right there. So Dave wanted to make a poster and send it to Kat, and he wanted to make kind of a joke. And so, game over, guys. By the way, I think it's kind of funny that it says V for Vengeance on my waistline and game over while I'm walking up to the Garden of Eden. I mean, what are the odds? So anyway, so here's the thing. Here's the testimony. A couple days ago, Dave the Wave's like, "Hey, Johnny, can you give me Kat's address? I want to send her this poster as like a joke." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." He goes, "But yeah, don't alert her to the fact that I'm going to send it to her." So he wants to surprise her. He doesn't want me going, "Hey, Kat, what's your address?" So she says, "Well, what do you need it for?" And then I can't lie. So Dave doesn't want Kat to know that he's sending her this, because it's kind of a surprise joke. So anyway, I was like, all right, so let me go back in my text messaging. Well, so I have two phones. And so I get this phone and I start going through to find Dave Kat's address, because I know I have it in my phone. It's in here somewhere. And so I start going back through it, and I'm scrolling through, I'm scrolling through, and I'm scrolling through. Well, I'm sorry, time out. So Dave asked me for that address. Then Corey in California sends me a picture of a car with a license plate. Okay. I get a text message from Corey in California, and it's just a license plate. And then Corey says, "Do you see it or something?" And I'm like, honestly, and Corey, I'll be very straightforward about this. A lot of times when, somebody will see something, and I'll say, don't read too much into it, because a lot of people try and make stuff significant. Sometimes it's not significant. I see it all the time. The stuff that the Lord leads me to, I make sure that this is something He led me to. It's called testing the spirits. Lord, is this really something you're doing? So anyway, so Corey sends me a picture of a license plate, and on the license plate it has 311 on it, and I was very, I was just, I'm just being honest. I was like, oh, all right, Corey. I was like, you know what? I'll just kind of put it on the shelf. And Corey knew that. And so, you know what? I think let's do a quick testimony with Corey real quick. Let me call Corey real quick. Okay, so I just want to get Corey's take on it real quick so you guys can hear it. I should have texted him first. I should have texted you first. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, so check it out. I'm doing a Screencast-O-Matic, and I'm telling everybody, I'm working into this whole testimony, but I told them that, the other day you just kind of randomly sent me a picture of a car and a license plate, and then I think you said you see it, and so I called you back, and I was being kind of, well, just tell everybody, just give everybody a quick rundown on it.
Yeah, well, we had just started talking on the phone, and I think we had only been talking for like 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and I'm cruising down the freeway going 80, and as soon as we get on the phone, basically, this car passes me on the right. Should I say what it is or no?
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead. So a car passes you on the right, and you take a picture of it, and you send it to me, right?
Correct.
And so we're on the phone at that time, and The other word for is potter's clay, right there. It's a different word. It's I'll have to look it up. But there it is right there. I don't know how to say, I don't know how to say that. But it's potter's clay. Consecrated potter's clay. 2766. Stopping into Eden, Texas. And I had someone on the phone before I ever stopped. I said, Kat, this is so crazy. And you're going to get to see those videos now. Then, after I get home, and I'm here in San Antonio, I hear the Lord tell me, put on your skydiving clothes and go down to the alley and document you walking up to the wall where it says, whatsoever man soweth, that must he also reap. And I was like, hey, Trey, would you just do a video of me walking up to that? I don't know what it's all about, because I'm walking up to where I got saved, Adam in the Garden of Eden. Game over. Nobody could even think this up. This is the foolishness of God is wiser than the wisdom of men. Are y'all wrapping your brain around this? It's so crazy. Okay, so here it is. So there's proof. So there I am in front of Eden, 2766. It means consecrated potter's clay. And there I am walking up. There I am walking up to the stained glass window. That is right under the stained glass window. Whatsoever man soweth, that must he also reap. It says game over. That's what the Lord told me to put on my jumpsuit. And right there where the belt is, it says V for vengeance. And the Lord's telling us game over. This is telling the enemy the game's over. I mean, there's just no way. No one could even think this up. Okay, there it is. Game over, V for vengeance. And I'm walking right up to the stained glass window, which is Eden. The night I got saved, I was with Lou. I'm right there with Lou in Eden. The night I got saved, I was with Lou, and I walk up to Adam. And yeah, stained glass window. Are y'all catching this? You can't even think this up. There's a picture of the car Corey sent me when I was on the phone with him, when he said, hey, did you catch that? It says 311, 5th and 311. And I was like, yeah, you mean like Revelation 3:11, behold, I come quickly? And he was like, yeah. So here's another part of the testimony. So before I got I think this is before I got the Eden restored, I had a stack of mail in my car. Now here's the thing. I go to the post office every day, pretty much every day. And I'll read letters in my car, and then I'll take some and I'll put them on the visor, some on the other visor, some on the dash, just depending what I'm going to do with them. Well, the ones that I'm going to throw away, sometimes they get all over the place. They slide from one side to the other. And after a couple weeks of having letters in my car, there's a lot of paper. And so I came home, and on that bar right there, I set this stack of letters. And if I've already opened it and read the letter, I open it up, I read the letter, and I put it back in. And if I'm not going to keep this letter, most of them I don't keep unless it's a card. Sometimes I keep cards and stuff, or numbers. And so I had all that mail sitting there, and I'm trying to go through it really fast. I'm like, I read that. And then I grabbed a letter, and I didn't recognize whether or not I had read it or not. And so I was like, I don't know if I read that. So I pulled the letter out, and look what's on the letter I pulled out. I was like, you got to be kidding. Thomas, and Jory. Oh, wow. It's from Thomas and Jory. Thomas and Jory. It says, behold, I am coming quickly. Oh, gosh. And it's Revelation 22:7. I didn't realize till right now that's from Thomas and Jory Lamb. Can't even make this stuff up. That letter right there, and I had no idea. I was just trying to go through my mail real quick and throw away the ones that have been sent around for too long. And I didn't recognize whether or not I had read it, so I pulled it out. And so the very same thing that's on that license plate, behold, I come quickly, is on that letter. It's just a different verse. One's Revelation 3:11, one's Revelation 22:7. Unbelievable. Okay, and then, again, I'm looking up Kat's address, and when I look up Kat's address, it's on 311, and it says Eden Restored, because that's what's about to happen. At the end of this video, I'm going to let Max McLean read Revelation 22 to encourage everybody, because, guys, we're going home. The end's coming. Whoever has an ear, let him hear. Yeah, the end is coming. We're going home. The Church of Philadelphia is leaving. The bride is leaving, guys. And either you have an ear to hear it or you don't. That's why the Bible says, whoever has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. And I'm giving a testimony because that's the church I am supposed to be leading. Any doubt now? No. All right. Here we go. Now I'm going to give you this video testimony of all this stuff. I'm going to give you guys a video testimony of all this. Okay, so this is a little video compilation I put together from the trip. So it's going to start out with me pulling up to the Lamb's house. And then there'll be other video clips in this thing. And then there's going to be a little slideshow too. And then also I want you to know at the end of this video, at the end of this whole thing, I'm going to show you some stuff I put in the folder. I can use 2 bumper stickers to prove the mystery of everything. 2 bumper stickers. Now, that's how simple it is for the Lord to allow me to prove everything to you. Everything I've been shown, it's all perfect. It's true. All of it. I can use 2 bumper stickers to prove out the mystery of life, of everything. So crazy. Anyway, I want to give all the glory to God, Jesus. I didn't die on a cross, guys. Jesus is the one that died on the cross so we could even have this knowledge. This is a gift of the Holy Spirit. This is Him operating through a host body to give the information to everybody here towards the end. So anyway, all glory to Jesus. Yeshua. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and let this speak for itself. And here we go. And I think I should probably mute this. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so this is me going back to the Lamb's house, and I'm just going back. I'm just going back to document it because this is unbelievable. So we're going into King
So all these just impossible little details just keep popping off. So anyway, I just documented coming into Eden, and I'm just gonna listen. The Lord told me to document. You know, I heard the Lord say, document yourself in front of the Eden sign that's coming up. Because I looked up, it said Eden. I was like, Eden? And it said Eden 21 miles, and the Lord told me to document it, but I didn't. I photographed the sign, but I didn't pull over and do myself in front of it. So anyway, yeah. So then I heard him say, pull over and document when you come into Eden, which I just did. That's what I just did. Listen, guys, listen.
I'm going to pause it right now. Now, right there, I have no idea that 2766 means consecrated potter's clay. Right there, I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to document myself in front of Eden because that's what the Lord said to do. 2766, consecrated potter's clay. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. I'm the guy that turns everything upside down. So crazy. All right.
Listen, at my house in San Antonio, I have a piece of artwork that I did, and I put me and Lou in Eden, the Garden of Eden, with the serpent wrapped around us. And there's a piece of plexiglass over that image that's also plexiglass, and it says V for vengeance. I'm not joking.
Right behind me, guys, in the window.
It's in all my videos. That's what's in the window behind me, is me and Lou in the Garden of Eden. That's so wild. And it says V for vengeance, and now I'm in Eden. That's just impossible. I had no idea I would go to a place called Eden. Okay,
I'm going to pause this now. This is super weird. I pull over in Eden. It's got like one traffic light. I pull over in Eden, Texas, because I see it says Eden Church of Christ, and I pull over to talk to Kat, and my stereo starts playing. Random. It's playing some song called Set Me on Fire. It's no song that I bought. It's no song that I loaded on my phone. But my stereo starts playing Set Me on Fire. Somehow it's coming through my iPhone going to my stereo. And I'm just like, what in the hell is going on? So I got Kat on the phone, and Kat and I are trying to process, and Kat looks up the Set Me on Fire thing, so she tells you the lyrics right here. So here you go, watch this. This is crazy. This is nuts.
This just came on my radio. It says, Pendulum, set me on fire. It's like, I'm gonna take you up, set me on fire. Kat just called on the phone. Hang on. Kat, you there?
Yes.
Kat, can you hear me talk?
Yes, I can hear you well. That's hilarious.
Okay, so this song came on. I've never put this song on my music. It just came on. It came on earlier. It says Pendulum, set me on fire. And I just called you, and I told you that the Lord told me to pull over and document. Okay, hang on. I gotta use this as a testimony. Okay, hang on one sec. Okay, guys, hang on, look. Guys, I'm documenting this. This is insane. Okay, Kat, you're on the phone, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what did I tell you before I pulled over? The Lord told me to do what?
Take a picture of Eden when you see it.
Take a picture of me when I came into Eden. Is that correct?
Okay, I'm going to pause this for just a second. It's like 15:49.
Enjoy the scenery. And when I opened that part up, I was on my road trip home from Colorado, and I was on the phone with Billy.
Uh-oh.
He got after it and made a few adjustments using, just using a different epoxy process. And so now you
Eden when you see
Weird. Correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so then I was like, yeah, I missed the sign. He told me to take a picture in front of the the sign I would. Okay, hang on, guys. Guys, sorry about that little snafu. Something pumped down all the volume. Hopefully this turns out okay. Let's try it again right here. Correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so what did I tell you before I pulled over? The Lord told me to do what?
Take a picture of Eden when you see it.
Take a picture of me when I came into Eden. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so then I was like, yeah, I missed the sign. He told me to take a picture in front of the sign I would see that had a distance for Eden, and I didn't do what he said. It said Eden 21. What does 21 mean? To exaltation and joy. Okay.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Oh wait, you know what? Okay, guys, I forgot about this. So in that previous testimony, I heard the Lord say, stop in front of that sign 21, but I saw it, and I couldn't pull over in time to stop, and there was traffic going both ways, and so I snapped a picture, but I couldn't pull over and get it. And 21 means exaltation and joy. And then right after that, I heard pull over and stop at the city limit of Eden sign and document yourself in front of that sign. So that's what I'm giving a testimony to right now. So just want to clear that up. Watch. So you looked that up for me, correct?
Yes.
And then I told you, the Lord told me when I pull into Eden, I have to stop and document it. Is that true or not true?
That is true.
Okay. By the way, make sure you're talking loud into the phone because I'm trying to record you off my other phone as a testimony. And I have xenomorphs coming out of a pit, a dimension, before I got saved. And then after I get saved, I'm the guy that's supposed to warn everybody about xenomorphs coming out of a pit, you know? I'd listen if I was you. I was like, are y'all been paying attention to all this? I mean, do you know the number of supernatural coincidences that have happened just in this one video? You can't even count them. It's insane. Here we go. Here's a video from last night.
Okay, so I want to just kind of go over this whole thing that's happening right now because it's all tied together. This is so phenomenal, guys. It's just so unbelievable. So I want to tie the whole thing together for you. So I want you to think about this. Before I got saved, I was a pro skydiver. I was an artist. I had an art gallery. I did a lot of stuff. One of the things I did was I developed a type of art, and right here behind me, you'll see a piece of that artwork. Wow, it's really wild because it's getting washed out by a really bright light. Let me see. There we go. You'll see right here behind me a piece of that art on the wall. A lot of people said, "What's the coffin on the wall behind you, Jonathan?" And that used to be my parachute rack. The arms of the cross I used to hang, I had 2 parachutes, and I hung one on each arm of the cross. That used to stand freely in the room. I just took it off the stand and put it on the wall because I didn't want to get rid of it. So anyway, so what's really fascinating is I developed this type of art that was using light as my medium, and I used light to paint images. So I'd use the light as the paint. Now, here's the thing that's just fascinating. Before I got saved, I had done, and you're going to see this in just a minute in the other room, I did a big bar countertop. On that bar countertop, it showed a female egg being fertilized. The female egg, not only it showed all the sperm fertilizing it, trying to fertilize it. That same image turned into the sun, and then it showed the Garden of Eden and sexual intercourse occurring. It had angels coming down from heaven having sex with human females. I had never even read the Bible. Did you know that? Never even. I don't even know if I had opened the Bible and read one passage at that point in my life when I carved what you're about to see now. Here's the point. Right behind me right there is a piece of art I did. It's the Garden of Eden. I took spray paint and I spray painted plexiglass. And then I'd take a 7.5-inch grinder and grind the paint into it. So all you can do is motion. You can't make any real precise images with a 7.5-inch grinder, but you can make the motion of a body. You can make the shape of a neck and the head. So anyway, so on that image behind me, it's the Garden of Eden. I put Lou, Eleuthera, my girlfriend, and I in the Garden of Eden. What's really strange is in that room is the Garden of Eden as well. You know what's really strange? The night I got saved, I walked out of an alley and there is Adam in the Garden of Eden. You know what's even weirder? After the Grand Junction event, driving home from Colorado, the Lord, I told one of my phones, take me to San Antonio. And I went on this really crazy route through the mountains, through Colorado, through Texas, through back roads. It was really bizarre. I ended up in Eden, Texas. You guys just got through seeing all the videos, all the documentation. Now, to finish this, I'm going to give you a testimony at the end of this video. And I'm going to tie all these things together. It's unbelievable. The Lord just keeps telling me, behold, I come quickly. I'm coming quickly, Jonathan.
I'm going to pause it right there. Did you see how many times during this video the Lord showed me? During this video that we're doing right now. Look, that's from July 10th. I didn't even know this was on my phone until just now. I did that last night. I didn't know this was on there. I was just looking through here for this Eden thing. He's telling us he's coming quickly. The king's coming. I can assure you. I can assure you. What's quickly? I don't know. But I'd be ready now if I was you. If you're not ready, you're not ready.
Warn everybody, get ready. Tell everybody to get ready. I'm going to show you how he communicated that to me. I'm going to go turn the lights on outside so you guys can see this image. See, here's the actual piece of art. It's on this frame. This thing the Lord told me to put over it when George was working for me, oddly enough. And that's what he used to communicate to me what he wanted on my parachute. This says V, and then 4, and then vengeance is upside down, V for vengeance. And it happens to be right over the piece that's myself and Ellie Thurman, my girlfriend, in the Garden of Eden. What's up with the Garden of Eden thing? You'll see. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of see if I can get it at an angle where you can see it. There's a lot of washout on this thing right now, but and the bars from the window make it difficult. I'll show it to you in the show notes, but there's the back of my head, and there's my neck coming down and my shoulders. So shoulders to neck, shoulder to neck is the back of my head and hair. And I'm looking at this female right here that's looking right at me. And then down here at the very bottom, you'll see the serpent. See the serpent starting to wrap around the whole thing? And then there was there's a little hole right there in the plastic. Glad that AC went off. There was a little hole right there in the plastic. And I used that hole to make the eye of the serpent. So there's the serpent wrapped around Jonathan and Lou in the Garden of Eden. It looks like a prison now, doesn't it? Because of the shadow made by the window. Okay, now, a lot of people have asked about this. I just wanted so y'all to know what it is. That's the logo from my sunglass company. It's a V with fangs with a bat underneath. That's made out of copper. It was quite an undertaking to make this thing. And it's a cross. It's a coffin, and it makes a cross. And there's an image of a crucifixion. There's like the head. You'll see the head and the chest and the arms going up. And as I zoom out, you'll see the body. And then down at the bottom, those are flames. And I did this before I got saved, so nobody get all weird. It's just a piece of art. And it had my logo from my sunglass company on it. And that's what that is. And it used to freestand. And I used to hang my parachutes on it. Okay, so anyway, that's what it is. And I hung on to it. Of course I hung on to it. So anyway, so here's what's so strange. The Garden of Eden, right there behind me. Lou and I in the Garden of Eden. In that room over there, you're going to see the Garden of Eden. The night I got saved, I walked out of an alley